Hi, I'm Neil.
Now I'm ready when you are.
Hi, I'm Neil.
And I'm Amy.
Welcome back to the Pimp My LinkedIn Profile Show. Amy, it's good to be back with you for another week.
Always a pleasure.
We've got another couple of solid profiles on the show this week. Today we're going to be looking at Carl Cookson and Matt Wittemann. Amy, do you want to go first, or should I have a look at Carl's profile first?
I think it's your turn to go first, so you fire away and tell me about Carl.
Okay, welcome Carl to the Pimp My LinkedIn Profile Show. It's great to have you on. Thanks for entering our little form and submitting your LinkedIn profile. Carl is a solution architect at Avanade. Quite like the background color, quite corporate. You know, Avanade does orange. That's great. It's not the most exciting background in the world, but it clearly shows that he's a proud member of the Avanade crew. Like his profile photograph, nice and clear. Could be smilier, but at least it's nice and sunny where Carl is. His contact info is solid. I would like to add Carl's work email address. So if I was an Avanade client or a prospect, it'd be good to add that into his contact section. He's got his blog in there. And I know Carl is not the most active person on Twitter, but he has got a Twitter handle. And Carl, you should add that into your LinkedIn contact section as well. Coming down his about section, it's okay. I think it's reads a little bit like a resume, Carl. This is the kind of technical information you're trying to convey, maybe to an employer or prospective client about the industries you've worked in and the skills you've got. Just doesn't sound like you're chatting to somebody or really identifying what it is that you can do to help one of your clients. So I would write that with a little bit more passion, a bit more flair, bring a bit more creativity to that section as well.
Definitely. I think the less you can use like bullet points and things like that makes it much more personal. That's a really, really good advice there.
Yeah, thanks. What do you think of Carl's featured section? He's got a couple of good media posts there.
It's beautiful. It's a really good varied amount of things that he's done. He's got his certifications, activities that he's been up to. It really shows that he works across the board. He's not just got one blog. And yeah, I really like what he's done there. Really good.
I agree. He's got lots of activity. He's fairly active on LinkedIn, which is good. Carl, coming down to your experience section, this is where I think you need the most help. You've got a solid employment history there, but I'd love to know more about the accomplishments and the achievements you had at each of those positions, especially your current one and maybe the one before. Not quite sure what you do at Avanade. I know there's lots of job titles in Avanade. CRM manager doesn't really tell us an awful lot about what you can do for your clients. And it seems like you're passionate about diving. You're the chairperson of your local diving club, which is awesome, but I'm not sure that that's the best place to highlight that. If at all, you want to highlight that in LinkedIn. What do you think about that, Amy?
If diving is his specialist area for CRM, maybe. Otherwise, yeah, I think it's one to save for when you get to meet the person and you start to talk about your passions and excitements.
Great. Education section is nice and solid. Licenses and certifications, like we said before on the show, just maybe needs a cleanup of some of the older ones. You've got a nice history of certifications. Just keep the most relevant on there. And Amy, I'm coming around to your thinking. Some of these LinkedIn certificates we can get for just attending a short video course. I quite like your suggestion of including those on your profile because it might show directionally where you want to take your learning and take your career. So yeah, I'm coming around to those. I wouldn't leave them on for long, but yeah, I like the idea that Carl's into design thinking.
Awesome. I think getting rid of the certifications, I think it's a bit like ripping off a Band-Aid. I did it the other week. It hurts a little bit at first, but you feel better afterwards.
And skills and endorsement, you can choose your top 3 here, Carl. So if you want to be known as a C# developer with some SQL Server and project management, you've nailed it. Otherwise, you can revise your top 3. And I would look for a few more endorsements. You want to be up in the, ideally 99, 99, and 99 for your endorsements on those skills. Just to highlight, there were 3 things you're most passionate about and most capable of. A couple of good recommendations, a few more wouldn't hurt. And there's no harm in just reaching out to some of your network and asking for a recommendation. That's pretty solid. All in all, Amy, what would you give Carl's LinkedIn profile today as it stands?
I like it. He's got a lot of stuff there, but in some places a bit too much. So a bit less noise, a bit more personalization, and he'd be way up there. I think for this one, I'm going to go with a 7 because I'm not dazzled. I'm not captivated so much. So a bit more captivation, and you could be a 9.
Yeah, I agree. I'd give him a solid 7. Well done, Carl.
Awesome.
Let's flip over. Amy, who have you got today?
I have Matthew Wittemann, also known as Matt fucking Wittemann.
Wittemann. Is that a German name? I'm not sure. Matt, what I would do is, first of all, put the little pronunciation. I'll record a short video so you know how to add the pronunciation. Because who knows, that sounds German or Dutch or something to me, mate. Come on.
I definitely need to see that. That's definitely an action point for Matt. I am going to make sure that happens. So I love Matt's headline. I think it's fantastic. It tells me exactly who he is, where he is, and what he does. Absolutely nailed it. The profile picture, however, sunglasses. Sunglasses are not allowed on pictures on Tinder, and the same rule applies for LinkedIn. It's not okay.
I'll take your word for that, Amy.
Okay, I promise. So yes, I want to see his beautiful face, and I don't want to see the Men in Black. And same with the headline photos. For a man who does marketing, I'm not blown away, sir. Please try harder.
Yeah, I agree. I think that might be he might have taken that photograph at Redmond after one of the MVP nights out. So maybe the sunglasses hide some evils behind his eye sockets there.
It might be for the best, but hey, let's give it a go. I'd love to see his beautiful face. We'd love him regardless. Okay, the About section, I really like the wording of it. It's quite personal. It's short and sweet. I'd say just stick a paragraph in there to break it up a bit. And also, I think he mentioned something about, at heart, he is I can't remember the term now, but he sounded really flaky. And I think with that section, he really needs to commit and be like, this is who I am. So yeah, a bit more conviction, stick a paragraph in, love it. Contact details are absolutely fantastic. He's used up all the links you can use. We know how to get hold of him. We know who he is and where he's at. But he's also hidden his birthday, so he's clearly listening to our top tips.
I'm not convinced about that one, but I know you're a birthday girl.
Featured, I'd love to see more going on there. He's only got one post from his blog, and I know he does heaps of amazing stuff. So shout about yourself more there. He's really active as well, lots of activity, commenting and liking on others. But again, he's not really shouting about what he does. And to be an MVP for 15 years, he's obviously doing some cool things. So I'd love to hear more about what Matt's doing rather than just celebrating other people's success.
Yeah, one thing I noticed about the activity shown there, Matt's really positive. He's making lots of great comments on other people's content. And it's worth remembering that, you know, if you want to leave a critical comment or you're engaging in some kind of debate in somebody else's posts, those things are going to show up on your own profile. So just be a little bit careful about the language you use and the tone that you convey, even in comments in a heated discussion somewhere else.
I definitely agree. Very great advice. Job descriptions, please, Matt. I'd love to know what you actually do at Avanade. It's not Avanade, sorry, Hitachi. I'd love to know what you do there, and I'd love to know more about what you did at Quick Dimensions, because obviously you did some pretty cool stuff, right? Moving on, I love that Matt has an art history degree. I like that it's there, and I like that it really shows that you don't have to do a tech degree to end up working in some of the biggest tech companies in the world. So that's really cool. Kudos to you, Matt, and I really like that. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I never knew that about Matt. That was a surprise to me. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah, really nice. Same rule with licenses and certs. I think he's not got too many legacy ones, but have a little bit of a mop-up, and he has done one recently, so I don't need to set him any exam challenges. Skills and endorsements made me giggle. So I love the top two, CRM, that's what you think about Matt, but then number 3, SharePoint.
Yeah, what a surprise.
I'm not going to say anything, but I'm just going to say, do you want that in your top 3? And finally, the recommendations. He's got some good ones, and some also from a previous employer of his, John Gravely, who we recently lost. So it's really great to see that Matt had the pleasure of working with such a great guy. And I think Matt is worthy of way more recommendations as well. So I really encourage him to reach out to all the people he's influenced and to get and give some more recommendations and spread his positive love. So, what do you think, Neil?
I think Matt probably nudges just ahead of Carl's profile just by a touch. So I'm going to give Matt an 8. A couple of little recommendations and tips for improving your profile there, Matt. First of all, improve the photograph. Get a nice photograph with no sunglasses, please, just for Amy's sake. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. And yeah, lots of little improvements, but easy wins. Go get your selfie stick out, and it's an 8. It's a 8 for now. You can get to a solid 9 with a good selfie stick.
All right, good stuff, Amy. That's another couple of great profiles here on the show. Remember, you can apply to have your LinkedIn profile pimped on the Pimp My LinkedIn Profile Show by entering just a simple application form. And if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, that helps as well.
Definitely helps with the subscription.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks,
See you next
Neil.
time.